You take the bus from Hempstead, then get off at the south stop and walk just a little bit past the fall foliage and even find a black cat. Once you walk just a little bit more, you'll find the Hofstra University Center for University of Advising. The Center for Academic Advising allows students to get a visual of how they're doing in their classes. They can also choose classes for the next semester. Today, we are going to meet one of the many advisors who works at the Center for Academic Advising.
Hi, my name is Isabella Andrade, and I am an academic advisor within the Center for University Advising.
That's awesome. How do you impact the Hofstra community?
Well, I see my role as impacting it in small ways that will end up, allowing students to achieve their bigger goals in the long run. Like, for example, helping them add a class or just add a requirement for graduation can go a long way, because sometimes one requirement or not taking one class can hold you back from graduating. So that's how I see my role, helping in the small areas so that students can achieve, the bigger things.
For the upcoming freshmen, what advice do you have for them?
I think one advice that I have is giving yourself grace in the fact that I know the transition from high school to college is not the easiest, especially during finals week. You're hit with a lot of assignments, you're hit with a lot of new attitudes of professors that you may or may not feel comfortable with, but it's just knowing that that's just a part of the college transition process and that it'll all be okay at the end of the day.
What made you decide to help Hofstra in academic advising?
So I realized that I very much like working with college students. At Adelphi, I realized that I was doing that for a year while I was an undergrad. In my church, I also work with the youth group, literally the same age. So I'm always working with this age group, and I really like it because you get to give advice, you get to help out, and just lend a helping hand.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.